Greeks who claim they are coming to the table bearing gifts. A government showing its true communist colors with investors. Euro regulators prove there's something you can't buy with MasterCard. And we dare you to name 3 people who have a Windows phone. All right, back to work with the closing bell all done. Here's the Money Master, the editorial director for the financial newsletters here at Newsmax. Jeff Yastine joins us on MidPoint. Jeff, a couple of days ago, red numbers all over the place. Everybody's panicking. My God, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Things seem to be kind of back to normal, don't they?
Yeah, for the day anyway. We'll see. In these kinds of times when you have extreme volatility, as we've seen, anything can happen. But today we have the Dow up 34 points, the NASDAQ gaining 12 points, the S&P 500 up 4, and then we had oil up about $1 and change to around 52.70 or so. And traders, investors, Wall Street kind of getting a hold of itself after the slam bang of the last few days. Greece and China, the key reasons there.
With the Greeks now, last-ditch effort on their part to stay in the euro?
Yeah, the latest I'm reading, and this is something I posted to the Guardian newspaper in Britain about an hour ago, and it said the Greek cabinet has accepted a package of reforms, or has supposedly accepted a package of reform, is said to accept a package of reforms here, and spending cuts worth $13 billion in return for a bailout loan and a write-off, a modest write-off of some debt. Again, that's the Guardian. We'll see what turns out when we all show up to work tomorrow.
And interestingly, too enough, I guess a Bloomberg reporter had a credit card record with a transaction at the Hilton Athens, and it showed drachma EQ instead of in euros, which is the old Greece currency. So I get a feeling some people are already looking ahead. All right, let's talk about China here. Major shareholders, you cannot sell your stocks for 6 months. Talk about a repressive organization and government, for that matter, coming down on its people saying, you will do what we tell you.
I'm telling you, you could really never call China a free market, because it is not a free market with a communist central government like it has. But still, you can't even call it a stock market if you have to wait 6 months to sell your stake if you happen to own 5%, as you said, or more of a company's shares. And, it obviously helped to turn around the China-Shanghai index overnight. It rallied about 5.7%. It still is down about 27% since mid-June. And so it's still got a long way to go. It certainly could bounce, especially with an edict like this. But let's see what happens 5-6 months from now, or I don't know if there's some way that some of these big pension holders can actually work around that. I doubt it. But again, it doesn't mean they're just because they say it is going to stop the slide. We all know that.
2 things left, 1 minute to go. The EU filed formal charges against MasterCard. How big a deal is this?
I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. MasterCard will either pay some money to make it go away, or perhaps they'll fight it. But it shows that in the European Union, there's a real, I think, kind of bias against American companies. We see where they're going after Google, and they've gone after Microsoft from years past, and really are very concerned about U.S. companies having too much of a market share and exerting too much force in that regard in that marketplace.
And all for violating the antitrust laws by, they say, artificially raising the cost of card payments. 15 seconds, Microsoft, 7,800 positions. I guess those Microsoft phones didn't do very well.
Yeah, the deal they did a while back to buy the phone division of Nokia obviously is just wrong. It was the last thing that Steve Ballmer did, and the new CEO is having to undo it, unfortunately costing these people their jobs.
Like I said, name 3 people who have a Windows phone. Honestly, I can't name one at this point. Let me remind you, go to Newsmax.com, go to the Finance tab, click there. Jeff Yastine and the Newsmax team will keep you posted what's happening around the world 24/7, 365. Jeff, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, take care. Coming up next, 3D printed cars. It's got to happen sooner or later. The Car Coach is next.